Hey YouTube, Will here from All Electric, and today we're taking another look at FSD Beta 10.3.1, and as you can see, it's really good, but not perfect yet. So I've been testing FSD Beta 10.3.1 for a few weeks now, and I just want to go over in extreme detail what is great about this and where this system is definitely lacking. So as you can see here, the map data is showing the car, or trying to tell the car that there is a stoplight, but you can see there's been some construction, so there is in fact no stoplight. So I feel like at this point, Tesla needs to update the map data or get updated map data, because the map data right now is actually slowing down the vehicle. But other than that, I mean, it's doing a great job being able to navigate this brand new road where it just opened up the other week. And so there is no map data on this section of road that you see the car driving on now, which is really impressive. And other companies' vehicles are just not even able to accomplish this. You can see that this is also stacked on top of Navigate on Autopilot. You get a user experience, or the user interface changes back there from the traditional Navigate on Autopilot to this more FSD Beta wider screen where you get to see more of what the car is showing you. Now, before I got the FSD Beta, I tested a curvy mountain road. Now, this curvy mountain road test, it failed extremely because there was so many switchbacks, and the autopilot, not FSD Beta, but the regular autopilot was not able to handle it. Now you can see I'm in the FSD Beta, and it was able to make that left turn, although I did start to turn my hands at the same time that the FSD Beta decided. Now, if you look on the ground right here, you're gonna see that there's a speed bump. That's why I slowed down manually, but then I did go back up to the posted speed limit and let the car go the rest of the way up the hill. So as you can see here, this is a very curvy road with just a single line going straight down the middle. You can also see on the center display just how curvy this road is. From the blue line, that's the navigation line. So this is going all the way to the top of this mountain. There is a line right down the middle, and we have some extreme curves just like this one going up, where at that curve too, the autopilot failed. I'm gonna encourage you to go watch that other video just to see this huge difference. I'll put a link to that video up here in the corner. Now the road straightens out a little bit here, but then gets another severe curve to the right coming up. And the FSD Beta is so good at predicting which way it needs to go. You can see the car's predicting the path of travel. Now after this right bend, we have a switchback. You can see the car coming down, and I did speed up the video a little bit, but I'm going to slow it down right here. And you can see this is normal speed here, and the car is thinking, yes, am I supposed to go that way? But then it's going to pause to make sure that the road is clear, because it's kind of an intersection. It's kind of a funky thing where you could turn to the right, but the main road does curve to the left. So it's extra cautious here, which I'm okay with because of the system. Now I want to slow it down here back to normal speed again, because look at the switchback and look at the FSD Beta. It's able to turn the wheel completely around and make this very aggressive, very sharp right turn up a hill. Really super impressive, because there is minimal lane markings. There's just this single yellow line going down the center of the road. Now, in this straightaway, even with the sunlight, it is still doing a great job. Now you can see the sun kind of dancing on the windshield through the trees in a couple spots, which does make it challenging, because I have seen before where the autopilot system or the FSD Beta will show on the screen that camera is blinded. So it does turn on the turn signal here, which I think is kind of funny, because it kind of is a T intersection, although most people driving, most human drivers don't treat it that way, but the FSD Beta did, because it's just going off of what it's seeing right there. So it does look like a traditional T intersection. And I think it's funny too that it does use the turn signals. So here, I would say it does the worst job. You can see that the road kind of opens up wider and almost comes to a complete stop pretty aggressively before it does turn on the blinker again in the middle of the road, and then continue on the correct path. Again, with all these little side streets, it's kind of confusing, and it's just confusing in general. Even if you're a regular driver driving up there, you definitely need some sort of navigation, because of all these switchbacks and these little side streets. You might get lost pretty easily. So the FSD Beta is doing a great job following the navigation, and you can tell it could be we are still on that blue line that you can see on the center display. Now we have a couple curves here to the right and then back to the left, and it's doing a fantastic job. Even though there was a car waiting over there, it didn't pick up that that was actually another road, but it didn't get tricked. It did a great job staying on the course. Now, what I'm not sure is if it's using the GPS location along with the maps to kind of help determine and help predict the road. But if you know, let me know down in the comment section below. Now we're following a vehicle which, if you've seen my channel before, you know that the FSD Beta and the autopilot system does a lot better job when it is following another vehicle. So you can see we're slowing down pretty significantly. Following a car, it's a lot easier to predict where the road is going to go. But as you can see from the map on the right-hand display, we are coming up to another switchback where we get a full turn of the wheel, which is just so impressive to me because the autopilot system, when I tested this in the other video, would just say take over immediately mid-turn, because I think that autopilot system is limited and cannot turn that sharply. So we're coming up to another switchback where I think we're going to follow this vehicle again, and the autopilot system comes to a complete stop again before it does proceed. Now that is another example where it's kind of a tricky section of road where there's multiple, intersections. So it's treating it like a traditional intersection and being extra cautious. Although any human driver knows that this is, you have the right of way when you're on the main road. Now this is the most unsmooth I've seen the FSD Beta, where it comes to a complete stop, the car is off the road, it's getting blinded by the sun, I think, a little bit. It can still see, but it comes to a complete stop when it could have easily continued on much earlier than it did. Now, all the way up, all the way to the top of the mountain, whereas the other autopilot failed miserably multiple times, and immediately a very new FSD Beta 10.3.1 is able to make it up an aggressive mountain road with multiple switchbacks. Just so impressive. Now, how impressive this is, you can see it failing right here and going on the wrong side of the road. So not really good there. Now I want to say, yes, I've talked a lot about how great this FSD Beta system is. You can see this is a sped up video here, and it does such a good job at traffic lights, at stop signs, and on normal suburban or city streets. It's doing such a great job. With that being said, if you are going to test FSD Beta, please do what Tesla recommends. Keep your hands on the wheel and be ready to take over at any moment. When I was testing the FSD Beta, I was crossing a highway going straight through an intersection, and mid-intersection, the FSD Beta decided to turn left. So I had to take over pretty immediately. Otherwise, the car was just going to randomly and abruptly turn left. So make sure you're paying attention out there, all you FSD Beta testers, and you new beta testers. Don't get complacent. After you realize, wow, this system's incredible, remain vigilant and remain in control of your vehicle. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Share this video with a friend, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, see you in the next one.